Hi guys, it's Baz, the Everyday Vegan here, and there has been a recent trend of loads of people that I follow doing a TMI, too much information, tag on YouTube. I've actually myself been tagged by my good friend the Brummy Vegan in the regular TMI tag. Now I thought because, hello Coco, we are vegans and my channel is the Everyday Vegan, I thought I'd come up with my own little TMI tag, which is the TMI Vegan tag. As of right now, that tag does not exist on Instagram or Facebook. It might exist on YouTube, I'm not aware of it. But I would encourage everybody who wants to partake in this to hashtag TMI Vegan so that we can all find each other's answers. There are 25 questions, 26 including who would you like to tag next, and I will read them out of course, and I would encourage you to answer these questions, at least the first 20, because the last 5 are somewhat controversial, veganish type questions that I just wanted to answer because I've been asked them plenty of times and I thought I'll give my perspective on them. However, I encourage everybody who answered these questions either use the ones I've used or choose your last 5 yourself. First question, how long have you been vegan? I've been vegan just under 3 years. Main reason that you went vegan? Now, there are plenty of reasons that most of us have gone vegan, but I think my main one, if I had to think about it, would be an ecological reason, a reason for sustainability, a reason that I think the animal agriculture and the dairy industry are horrendous for our planet and for our environment, and of course they endanger the survival of our own species. Reason I joined YouTube, I had an ex-girlfriend who is very successful on YouTube, and of course I have watched her make her videos and enjoy it a lot, and because I became vegan at the time, I wanted to have some sort of accountability for sticking with it, and I also wanted to share my experiences of being a newly vegan and discovering that for myself. How did you come up with your YouTube name or your Instagram name or your Facebook name, depending on where you answer these questions? My YouTube name is The Everyday Vegan, and because I am vegan every day, that is how I came up with it. 3 YouTubers you follow. They don't necessarily have to be vegan. Now, I follow more than 3 people on YouTube, of course. I'm terrible at watching videos, so please don't give me a hard time if I ever miss any of your videos, but I guess the ones that I particularly enjoy from a vegan perspective are Unnatural Vegan. From a sports, health, nutrition perspective, I enjoy Timothy Sheaf's YouTube channel a lot because he speaks very passionately, very kindly about veganism, and of course he is an incredible athlete and I admire that. And lastly, I'm gonna put them all as one. I love watching the YouTube channels of my friends in real life. So Rebecca, Paul the Hench Herbivore, Brummy Vegan and Vegan Geezer and all of those. So for me there are one, so my friends on YouTube, then Unnatural Vegan and Timothy Sheaf. Favorite vegan celebrity? See, I wrote these questions and I didn't think about having to answer them as well. My favorite vegan celebrity? I would have to say Woody Harrelson. I'm a massive fan of his and his work, and I enjoy almost every movie, particularly Zombieland. I just wanted to give that a shout out because it's a great film. Last vegan documentary you watched? I watched Cowspiracy. That was the latest one I watched with my friends, and I particularly enjoy it because it's not actually really about veganism. It's more about animal agriculture and the damage that it does to our ecology and our planet. Favorite vegan documentary or favorite vegan book? I would have to say in this case it is the same for me. Cowspiracy is not only the last one I watched but also my favorite vegan documentary. Favorite vegan junk food? There are oh so many. I'm going to have to say tofurkey, and some people may not consider that junk food. What I mean by junk food is stuff that I wouldn't necessarily eat every single day, and the tofurkey sausages, the kielbasa sausages, I guess are my favorite vegan junk food. Favorite vegan health or home cooked food? Now I'm gonna go with home cooked food, and that is definitely vegan shepherd's pie. There's been many recipes that some of my friends have done, and most of them have been phenomenal, so vegan shepherd's pie, love it. Something you miss from before you went vegan, and this may shock some of you people, but I actually always enjoyed eating meat. My reason for going vegan was not that I didn't enjoy eating meat. I know it's terrible and I wouldn't go back there now, but I had an absolute massive thing for KFC, to the point where people knew what I was going to order when I walked into my local KFC, which I'm not proud of. My favorite vegan guilty pleasure? Now that would have to be vegan movie night with my friends and eating a massive portion of chips with peri-peri salt and barbecue sauce all over it. That would definitely be it. Favorite vegan milk alternative? 100% almond milk, love it, love it, love it. And I actually really enjoy the Alpro variety of it because it's enriched with calcium and B12 as well, and it comes sweetened, which I like. Favorite vegan cheese? I'm going to grab that for you. And it happens to be this one, and I happen to have some in the fridge at the moment because I've been to Germany recently. So it's Wilmersburger, and it has the vegan logo on it, which is really, really lovely. This particular one is the mushroom variety, but they have a plain variety as well, which is similar to Emmental, which used to be my favorite cheese when I ate cheese. Most annoying question about veganism that you get asked. What always annoys me most is when people make assumptions about veganism and the impact that a vegan diet has on health without actually having any idea what they're talking about. So when people say to me, well, you can't possibly get all the natural nutrients nutrients that you need to get in a vegan diet, that really grinds my gears. I don't usually let on, I don't mind, and when people ask where do you get your protein from, all that sort of stuff I can laugh off. When people are trying to give me scientific arguments for me not being able to get B12, and because you can't get B12 from a vegan diet, therefore it must be unhealthy, and especially if those people themselves visit KFC and McDonald's every single day and generally have no idea about nutrition but feel in a position to give me advice on a vegan diet. Yeah, that definitely is the worst question I could imagine. Who was the last person you argued with about veganism? That would be my little brother. And it wasn't really an argument, it was more a questioning of why I have stuck it out so long, and a questioning of, am I not worried about the long-term health risks that I'm taking because I don't do blood tests, etc. It wasn't really an argument, it was more of a discussion, but that was definitely the last person I seriously discussed veganism with. Have you ever accidentally eaten something that is not vegan? Of course I have. I made a video about it actually. I ate some crisps from Aldi that actually had beef powder in it, which was really weird. Have you ever willingly cheated the vegan diet? I was racking my brain about this question, but I don't think I have. I've been in this situation where I have had a glass of red wine or a specific beer that I have not been able to find on barnivore.com, and I guess I have willingly taken the risk that it may not be vegan. The next one is about the favorite vegan eatery or restaurant. Now I'm going to give you two answers here. So the first one is about an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is the Loving Hut in Norwich, and it isn't necessarily the most healthy food on the planet. It is super yummy and you get phenomenal value for money, so I love it for that. My favorite vegan restaurant is definitely a place called Rainbow in Cambridge. It's next to or nearby the King's College. Privately tiny little place run by what looks like 3 dinner ladies. I don't actually know who owns the restaurant, but those are the people that are serving there, and they're phenomenal vegan food, and they had an African sweet potato stew there at some point and it was just phenomenal. Favorite vegan website or online forum? That will have to be Vegan Sidekick, my good friend Richard's website, who is just hilarious, and what I love about it, they are tiny little webcomics and he just manages to bring down the greatest anti-vegan arguments or stimulate everybody to think about some of the stupid things we ourselves have said about veganism or against veganism, or about how we love animals like cats and dogs but we don't necessarily transfer that love over to chickens and pigs and beef. And I just love it. Check it out, www.vegansidekick.com, or follow him on Instagram. It's phenomenal. So these were the first 20. The next 5 questions, I would very much encourage you guys to write your own questions if you want. Don't forget to tag with hashtag TMI Vegan so we find each other's answers. But the first 20, if you stick to those, if you like, of course, and the next 5 I have chosen because I have been asked some of these questions on YouTube or on Instagram or on Facebook. And I want to answer them here, and also some of them that have me thinking in terms of whether or not I would do that. So the first one is, would you eat laboratory produced meat? So this is meat that doesn't actually come from an animal, but that was essentially grown in the laboratory. And I think I would, just to try it out, because as I said, my reasons are very much an ecological point of view, a sustainability point of view, and I have a big problem with animals being farmed on such a large scale. So if we manage to reproduce a burger or a chicken or whatever it may be, a piece of meat with a similar taste and a similar things that you can do with it, like deep fried like KFC, and no animal gets harmed and it is produced in a sustainable way, I think I would give it a try. The people that have tried said it's quite disgusting, so I'd probably go off it very quickly, but I would definitely give it a try once. Would you date someone who is not vegan? Now, I have asked myself that question a few times and I don't think I could. And the main reason, I guess, is that veganism for me has not just got to do with what you eat or which restaurants you go to, but it is a general attitude towards life and wanting to do your bit towards making the planet a better place. And if someone wouldn't share those values for me, I think I would find it very difficult falling in love with them. Would you eat meat from an animal that has died a natural cause? So there's this scenario, of course, where people say, oh, if I rescued 2 hens from a factory farm and I let them live on my land and they could eat and roam free and do whatever they want, and eventually they die a natural death, would you eat that meat? And I don't know. I don't think I would, simply because when animals die of natural death, they're usually very old, and from what I understand, animals that are very old, the meat isn't very tasty. So for that reason, I probably wouldn't. Question 24, we're almost there. Would you buy non-vegan products as presents for people? Yes, I have and I will. I don't enjoy it. I don't particularly go out not to do that. For me, giving presents is about giving that person something that they want. And if I want to give them sweets and I want to give them a bag of gummy bears, I will buy that. And the last question is, do you think you are vegan for life? This is something I've thought about a lot, actually, and I have always said I don't think I will ever go back to eating dairy or having dairy products, but I could potentially see myself going back to eating meat, and this is by no means saying that I will. That was just the distinction between the meat industry and the dairy industry for me. The way that I've come to think about this was very much in terms of tattoos, because I don't have any tattoos, and I've always said I don't know if I would like getting a tattoo, because I don't think there's anything in my life that's so stable that I would want it burned into my skin for life. And the first time I ever thought I could get a tattoo was if it had anything to do with veganism. So I guess there is a certain part of me that believes that I will be vegan for life. And lastly, before the light leaves me completely, the 3 people that I would like to answer at least the first 20 of these questions next are Paul the Hench Herbivore, I would like Vegan Geezer to ask them, and I would like my good friend Rebecca Pawsey to answer them on YouTube as well. Now I will also tag a few different people on Instagram and on Facebook, and I will copy all the questions into a post on my Facebook page so that you can copy and paste them and answer them on Facebook as well. So for those of you who don't have YouTube or don't want to do a reply video, just use the hashtag TMI Vegan on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and answer those questions as widely as possible. Don't forget to tag 3 other people so we spread the message nice and widely. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned a little bit more about who I am as a person, and I hope to see you guys soon and read all of your exciting hashtag TMI Vegan posts. See you later, bye!